Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to customize your iPhone home screen with the new iOS 14 software update using widgets and shortcuts. You're going to watch me transform my very boring cluttered home screen. So the first step is figuring out your theme and background. Pick a background, find out the color palette and theme you want to use. Ensure it's a color palette that works with the ideas that you have in mind. I wanted something aesthetically pleasing, so I went onto Pinterest and I just searched aesthetic beige backgrounds, and I found a bunch of wallpapers that I already loved and I had saved into my wallpaper folder in Pinterest. And then once I found all the wallpapers I wanted to use, I saved them to my camera roll, and I created a separate folder in my albums called aesthetically pleasing or aesthetic iPhone backgrounds. Then I chose a background that I wanted to use. I just went for a simple beach background, and I set it as my home screen. The next step is to edit the number of pages on your home screen. Again, I just held down my finger on the home screen and I just unchecked all the pages I didn't want featured on my iPhone. So when I slide to the left and right, I just have one screen in between. Step 3 is to find and create your app icons. So I wanted something very kind of like neutral and earthy toned again. So I went onto Pinterest and I found a bunch of aesthetically pleasing icons that I wanted to use for my shortcuts. So these are the images you're going to be using to customize the look of your apps on your home screen. So I just searched for kind of like beige aesthetically pleasing app icons, and I found a few that I liked, so I saved them to my camera roll. And then again I went into my album and I created a separate folder with all my aesthetic icons that I'll be using. I know a lot of people tend to want to customize their icons, so you can either do this by using Over and a bunch of other apps that are out there, but mainly I know a lot of people are using Over to kind of like crop down the ratio of the images they're downloading ready to use for their shortcuts. So now step 4 is to create your shortcuts. So this is where things get a little bit tedious and very boring if you haven't planned everything out. So you're going to want to go into the App Store and make sure you have downloaded the app Shortcuts. I know a lot of people tend to delete it, but just make sure it's on your phone. So when you open up the app, you're going to want to click on the top right add button and create a new shortcut. Then create on the 3 little dots again on the kind of like middle section to the right, and you're going to want to name your new shortcut that you're creating. So mine is Instagram, so I'm just typing up Instagram and I'm doing it in a very aesthetic minimal way by doing it in lower cases and creating spaces in between each letters. You can do it however you want. Once you have named your shortcut, you're going to go to open or action. I missed that. Yeah, so go to action and then open app. And what you're going to do is then find the app you want the shortcut to action, which is open Instagram. Now, once you've done that, you're going to click on add to home screen, and then this is where it gets fun. On the little icon that I just pointed to right there, you guys now click on that, and then you're going to go to your aesthetics icons folder, whatever it is you named it, and you're going to assign the icon you want for that shortcut, and you're going to click OK. And then once I go to my home screen, you guys can see that is now on my home screen. So this process is super tedious and it is very time consuming because you are having to create shortcuts for each and every single app that you want to create a shortcut for. You're then going to go in, rename it, assign the image to it, and OK it to your home screen. But it's so worth it because you create this gorgeous color palette. For me anyway, I just love looking at something really simple and clean, and it was worth the many minutes of okaying those shortcut icons. Okay, so step 5 now is to tidy up your shortcuts and get rid of any extra screens that you may still have on your home screen. Again, like I said, I just wanted one home screen, so I got rid of any extra pages, and as you guys can see, I'm now getting rid of all the widgets that are to the left of my home screen, as well as now looking at my app library, everything's all kind of like organized. So the next step I'm doing here is clearing out my dock. You guys would have saw I did create shortcuts for the apps in my dock, so I'm just replacing those apps with my newly created shortcuts, and it does look so aesthetically pleasing, if I do say so myself. Okay, the next step is creating your widgets. So you can add widgets to your home screen by holding down the home screen on your iPhone and clicking on that add sign, and scrolling down you can see all the new iOS 14 widgets. I personally didn't want to be using these widgets. They're not as customizable as I wanted, and I saw a lot of people were using WIDGETSmith, so I went into the App Store and downloaded it, and then here are a few widgets that I had already created, so I'm just going to show you guys how to do that. So you get an option of 3 different sizes widgets. You get a small, medium and large, and what I'm doing now is creating my small widget, and I just wanted something simple to showcase the time on my phone, so I'm now going in with the simple time widget, but you can see there are a bunch of other widgets you can create, but I'm just going for a time, and then I'm customizing it by changing the tint color to just simple white, and I feel like that's a tone that works most with everything. And then the background I'm changing to brown, and once that's done, I'm going to save that widget, and I'm going to go back onto my home screen, hold it down, click on the add button on the top left of my screen, scroll all the way down to WIDGETSmith, and I'm going to add the small widget that I just created. You guys can see there are a bunch of other options as well, but it's a small widget that I just created, and as you guys can see, that's now populated onto my screen, and it looks amazing, if I do say so myself. So now I'm just going back in again, and I'm creating a medium-sized widget. This time I'm using this widget for my reminders. I just wanted something to remind me of my list to do for the day, so I'm unticking all the other reminders that I created, and I'm just going for my to-do list. And again, I'm customizing it with the style, font, the color tint, and the background. I'm just going for something simple again, the same color scheme that I went for the last time, and now you guys are going to see that pop onto my screen. So what you need to do is every time you want to add a widget to your home screen, you need to hold it down and click on that add button and scroll down to WIDGETSmith. That will then pop up the extension, and now you guys can see the medium WIDGETSmith is on my screen. So I'm now just changing it to the newly customized WIDGETSmith, which was number 5 that I just created. Okay, so the last step now really is just to arrange your home screen, put everything in the order that you want it to look at. Does that make sense? Just rearrange everything so it's all nice and clean. I just love how calming my screen is to look at. You guys can see there are no notifications, and when I slide to the left, I just have all my apps in one place. So they're not deleted, they're all categorized, and it looks clean. And you can see my shortcuts are there as well. It does lag a little bit, but it's nothing, you know, it's just minor for what I'm able to do with my new iOS 14 update, and I love my new home screen. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You'll see I did download a bunch of other home screens, and I just love how it all works seamlessly with my theme. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.